Right, Math 7b, here's your quick explanation of the simple probability riddle. We're doing this because we aren't going to get too much, or if any, probability chapters, so I wanted to expose you to certain ideas and introduce you to those ideas to keep those ideas fresh for later in other classes where you will see probability. So simple probability, just like simple interest that we learned about, is different than compound probability. So simple probability is just taking the probability or the odds of one event happening out of a collection of events. Compound probability is where you say, okay, if something happens, what are the odds that thing happens again and again and again, or something like that. So it would be taking odds a bunch of times over and over, as opposed to just taking the odds once. That's simple probability. So that's what we learned about. That's the simple thing you learned about in practice in the Desmos. So it should have spelled out not likely is the answer. And as I look at one six-sided die, right, you have 6 sides. The probability of rolling a 3, that's a 1 out of 6 chance, right? You have 6 sides. You have one side that has a 3 on it, so that's 1 out of 6. Let's forget that. The next one says Jacoby is a great basketball player. What are the chances of him shooting a three-pointer? Well, he can shoot 2 kinds of shots in game, which would be a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer. So that's a 1 out of 2, right? 2 total options. One of them is shooting a 2-pointer. Dory's swimming through the Pacific Ocean, a school of 25 fish. One of them is Nemo. That's a 1 in 25 chance of her speaking to Nemo, which when you divide that, that comes out to 0.04, which we can, we know and can find as 4%, right? We can move the decimal twice to make that a percentage. Charlotte gets morphed into the video game Jumanji. There's 4 distinct characters. What's the probability she'll become the professor? Well, she's one person, 4 characters possible. That's 1 in 4, which is a 0.25 or 25% probability. Dorothy with Kansas, all roads lead to Oz. That's a 1 out of 1 or 100% chance she'll make it to Oz. In a deck of 54 cards, 13 are diamonds, 13 are clubs, 13 are spades, and 13 are hearts. 2 are jokers, right? So I have 2 jokers out of my total 54. If I simplify that, then I get my 1 out of 27. Number 7, what's the probability that the word tomorrow will have a Q in it? Well, it doesn't, so it'd be a 0 out of any number. It doesn't really matter, which gets me 0. Or 0 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could just say 0 out of 8 because there's 8 letters. Number 8, if Jenny has 5 pair of distinct shoes, what's the probability she'll wear her only pair of flip-flops? That's a 1 out of 5 or a 0.2 probability. That would also be 20% if we were writing that as a percentage. Frodo is sitting down to eat. He eats at 7 distinct times a day. That would be 1 out of 7. Probability is eating lunch, which is 0.14. And Freeman is up to bat at the Braves game. Yesterday during practice, he ate 38 out of 50. What's the experimental probability? So I'll be saying extending that probability, saying if that same thing is true in the game, well, how many hits would he get? The probability of him getting a hit would be 38 out of 50, which when you divide that, you get 0.75, or points, yeah. And then you turn that into a percentage, 75%. That is your key for the simple probability riddle. Hopefully turn it in on Canvas before this as instructed.